What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? This is for anyone who may be at an impasse about how to secure the bag in America, specifically black folks. As my homie Toby Nwigwe would say, public service announcement. What you have in America that decides your opportunities is what you own and control through capitalism. It's not social integration, and it's not civil rights. Prophetic words spoken by the great Dr. Claude Anderson. I saw it on an Instagram post by Boyce Watkins. Let me tell you something, fam. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't understand exactly how it was going to happen, but I can tell you this. Since I was a youngster, I'm talking about before I was a teenager, I had my own business. I was selling candy. I was trying to come up. I realized early on that the reason for all of the strife in my household and in the neighborhood that I was in, a big reason was insufficient living, insufficient clothing, insufficient housing, insufficient food, insufficient love, all of these things. And a lot of this stuff led straight to lack of money. Resources. Money help you gain resources. It helps you acquire resources. And it don't solve every problem, but it takes care of a whole lot of things. So I promised myself as a kid, I'm telling you, fam, I put the hand to the man. I remember being as young as 10 years old. And I didn't say it in I didn't use these words, but I just, in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna make sure I get some money before I have children, because I don't want my kids doing certain stuff that I'm doing right now because I'm hungry, because I don't have stuff, right? So I wanted to make sure that I didn't bring my kids into the world at a social disadvantage. That was very important to me. And as I got older, I was like, man, I gotta own my own business. I gotta be a boss. So even when I was rapping, I was contracted to rap for the Ghetto Boys and being rapper. I was under contract. In fact, after a couple of years, I formed my own company, and my company loaned me to rap a lot to make Ghetto Boys records. A lot of y'all didn't know that. You see, I was always on some entrepreneur type thing, because I'm like, in my mind, I gotta have something to pass down to my children. I gotta make sure that my kids can start off further than I started. They can have a few steps, they can start off a few steps ahead of where I started, like, I'm gonna try to get them as many steps ahead as possible, but they cannot start where I started. They cannot start with nothing. Hell no, I'm not gonna do that to mine. It's important, fam. A lot of us still don't realize. I hear people saying, well, man, how we gonna own stuff? And man, black men are, ain't got no jobs, and, we getting killed by the police, man. We ain't got time to be talking business. And what you don't understand, fam, is that, what some people don't understand is that the reason why a lot of this stuff is happening is because we don't have the resources and we don't have ownership. We're not controlling our neighborhoods. Every business in our neighborhood, we got people who has had enough money to own those businesses. But a lot of us, instead of owning businesses and building, We want to take the money and splurge. We want to stunt. We want to go buy stuff. And don't get me wrong, I like nice stuff. But within reason, and I got to have balance. I don't think it's wise of us to ask our children to go to school, make good grades, do the right thing, so they can get a degree and go beg their oppressor for a job. I think that's our responsibility to create jobs for our children so they can have something they can step into and they don't have to be in that position. Now, if they just want to go work for somebody, they want to do an apprenticeship or whatever, oh, that's fine. You want to go in, get yourself an intern somewhere so you can learn the business and get ahead or whatever, that's fine. You want to be, want to get into law, you want to go to a firm for a few years before you start your own business, that's fine. But they should have an option. That should not be their only choice. They should have options. And it's our job. Since we brought them into the world, they ain't asked to come here. It's our job to give them those options. And beyond that, it's our job to create more jobs for our people. See, we got the hustle. We make the money. The money ain't the problem. The hustle ain't the problem. It's the direction. It's the discipline. It's the lack of discipline. The lack of direction. It's the lack of focus. It's the lack of prioritizing. If we stand any chance, it's going to be economically, fam. It's going to come from that angle. That is really, and that's something in our power. We just have to get our minds right. Man, I love the idea that, that I employ people, that I'm responsible for helping people achieve their goals and their dreams, and I can have a direct impact on that. I love that, being able to be one of the people who can help our people out like that. I love that, and I think that we got so many people. They got the money, fam. They got it. They can go out and buy certain companies. These companies, most of these companies for sale, and you put the right amount of money up, they'll sell. So a lot of this stuff can be controlled. We can control it, but we so busy just satisfying ourselves, just looking out for ourselves. Yeah, I got everything I need. I don't want the headache. No, I don't want the headache either. But, I know how to manage it, so I don't mind it. I think it's a bigger headache not having ownership. Ownership, fam, is very important. If we had ownership of these award shows and we had ownership of these branding companies, a lot of these companies that will put out a hoodie, coolest monkey in the jungle, all this type of stuff. If we had ownership of those brands, we got the creative minds, we got the money. We got people who got money. If we had ownership of that stuff, we wouldn't have to worry about them making these offensive clothing and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to worry about it. Most of the stuff, a lot of this stuff, we wouldn't have to worry about it. We looking at these other people and hoping and praying that they paint us in a positive light, people that don't even like us. We hoping that they act civilized, treat us with dignity. When we can just say, you know what, fuck them motherfuckers, fuck all of them, man. We're going to do our own thing. We don't need them motherfuckers. We don't need them. We're going to do our own thing. But if they get out of line, we're going to check them. But in the meantime, we're going to do our own thing. We ain't going to wait on them suckers to give us nothing. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to build. We're going to get into ownership. We got to own. We got to own everything we touch. Everything we touch, we got to get into ownership. Everything we spend our money on, we got to get into owning. I'm talking about everything from clothes to hair to nail shops to entertainment businesses, construction companies, transportation companies, everything that jewelry, everything that we spend our money on, everything that we have influence on, we got to own it. Corner stores, the big supermarkets, we got to get in that ownership frame of mind. We got to do it. That's the way we're going to be able to turn this thing around. That's the only way. Ownership, capitalism, we're going to have to do it. That's the way to do it. If y'all got another way, let me know, fam. I need to know. Drop a comment, man, and let me know what you think of it. And also, if you own your own business, drop it in the comments. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Damn.